Hi, everyone, and welcome back to day 13 of My Kids Think I'm Cool, but podcast holiday special. For 25 days, I'll be interviewing an international living abroad, and we will be talking about how they celebrate Christmas in their home country and how they celebrate in the new country they live in. It can be either in Denmark or any other country besides their home country that they're living in. Today, we have Austra Ābele-Nielsen. Did I say that right?
Yeah,
Austria.
that's perfectly fine.
Yes, because everyone I talk to, they have such a unique name and it's so beautiful. And for some reason, I just say it wrong, or because I just don't know the syllables. In your home country, that ABCs is completely different. So I'm like
Exactly.
I'm saying it in such an American way that it's like, yeah, that's wrong.
Didn't sound too wrong. It's fine.
Okay, I was close enough.
Yeah.
But Austria, can you say it so everyone knows and I'm not ruining it? Can you
Yes.
say your name?
My name is Austra.
Austria.
My surname is Ābele, which means apple tree in Latvian. And I took my husband's surname as well, Nielsen, which is pretty common Danish surname.
Yeah, that one's
So
easy. That one I can't mess up.
exactly.
So Austria said she's from Latvia, and then today we're actually talking about the traditions in Christmas in Latvia. She lives in Denmark with her family. Her husband's Dane, and then they have a small daughter together that's 8 months old. And you might hear her, also my daughter, because it is the weekend now. So don't mind the children in the back. Welcome, Austria, and thank you for being on My Kids Think I'm Cool But podcast and to talk about your traditions. And I'm really looking forward to how you guys celebrate the whole Christmas spirit, the whole holiday spirit, and how leading up to it. It seems like it's such a big deal before and big day. So, before we get started on the Christmas traditions, if you want to tell a little bit to the audience about yourself so we can get to know you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, as you already told, I come from Latvia, and I've been working with children there of all ages before I came to Denmark. And when I met my husband, we decided that we're gonna make our common life together in Denmark. So I left my job at school and I came here, and now I'm starting a whole new life. Trying to adjust to Danish traditions because I like celebrating different festivities all around the year and keep the traditions alive. So now I get a choice to now I get a chance to experience both Danish and somehow incorporate them with the Latvian ones that I already am familiar with. Yeah.
Oh, that
So
must be really fun. You get to do two different traditions.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
So let's
it's definitely fun.
Yeah. So let's get into the Christmas tradition. So in Latvia, how do you celebrate Christmas over there from the big day to leading up to it?
Well, in Latvia, there is the traditional way,
Mm-hmm.
which is there for like since Latvians lived in a since people lived in a territory of Latvia, and people still till this day are researching about how exactly those celebrations go.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, why did people celebrate at Christmas actually, and yeah, what kind of traditions were there? People keep that alive. That would include cleaning the house, of course, getting ready physically and mentally for the new year, which is coming. And the focus is on the fact that Christmas is the time when the night is the longest and the day is the shortest.
Mm-hmm.
So people would do those kind of rituals, what kind of invites the sun and cleanses the house and gets ready for the time when the sun will come more and more and more. There is a tradition of taking a log and dragging it around the neighborhood.
Ah,
Yeah, you kind of gather the bad thoughts, all the negativities, and then at the end you just burn the log. So you burn all the bad things. I think
that's
that's what one
that's
funny thing.
actually nice.
Yeah, that's the funny thing. Um, Of course, we make a lot of food. There is traditional food, which would be gray peas with pork fat. Not very popular, but people still do it because it's kind of tradition. Not many people eat it though, but it could be on the table definitely. Then there is a lot of Slavic influence. We like making potato salad and pies with smoked meat, um, cabbage, and yeah, basically the kitchen, the cuisine is very similar in the Slavic countries. So Latvia is uh, pretty much the same like in Russia, in Lithuania, in yeah, Belarus, Ukraine, all those Slavic countries and Slavic
Mm-hmm.
have similar things. Then, of course, there is also a Christian influence.
Mm-hmm.
People go to church. Um, there is Christmas trees, as usual.
Yeah.
There are presents, like those usual things that you see all around the world. Yeah. What else? Latvian typical things are singing and also dancing. Some games, traditional games, what we like to do.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah. A lot of Christmas songs, both traditional, both Christian and contemporary. We listen to all of them, and it kind of comes together like a good potato salad. You put a lot of things in it, and then at the end, it's like very delicious dish.
Yeah,
That's the same
that's
in Latvia.
that's so good analogy.
Yeah.
It just works and it tastes good and it just works out all together.
And you can take whatever things you want and put in it, and it's gonna
Yeah.
be anyways if you like all the ingredients.
Yeah. Are you doing anything that leads up to the big Christmas day? Like here in Denmark, they have the Yule calendar, the Advent Sunday. Do you also do that, or do you celebrate on one big day, like other countries?
Yeah, people would make them crowns, with the candles.
Mm-hmm.
Four candles each for one Advent Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
That is a craft what people like to do themselves. Also, there is a crown what we would put at the front door
Mm-hmm.
outside. Also, yeah, we have Advent calendars. People like to buy them with chocolates. Or they can make them themselves. Yeah, when I used to work at school, I used to make for children with something written inside each day. So they would open it and they would see like a little task or something what they could do that day or some inspiration or something like that. So it's kind of this waiting time. Advent time is happening in Latvia too. Yeah, it's very popular.
Are you doing anything similar? I know your daughter is a little bit younger, 8 months, and doesn't really understand the Advent calendar or anything, but are you doing anything to get your daughter excited for the Christmas day and the traditions to come?
Yeah, we actually have Advent calendar right there.
Oh, I see. Is that the Disney one?
Yeah, it's a Disney one.
Or
Yeah,
the
we have.
Disney books? Yeah, my daughter had that.
Well, of course, Stella doesn't really understand
Mm-hmm.
what is it and how does it work, but the books are wrapped in cute little papers, and she
Mm-hmm.
really likes to grab those and make sounds. they,
Yeah.
they like them, and I think this calendar is a good idea for later years for her. We can keep it and just do it every year, reading those little books.
And make it like a new tradition.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. We're
um,
all about making our own traditions.
Yeah, and that's what matters, especially with two different cultures. You being from Latvia and then your husband from Denmark, it just makes it fun to have an option. It's like, oh yeah, I didn't really like that when I was a child, so we can skip that one.
We can take the best from both cultures and
Yeah,
put it together, and it's good for us.
yeah, make it your own. How are you going to celebrate in Denmark? Do you try to have the gray peas, like you mentioned, because it's a tradition in Latvia and you want to keep the traditions? How are you going to do balance it from Denmark having Christmas here in Denmark?
Mhm. Well, actually, my grandma has already sent me gray peas. I have a little bag. Yeah, I think I'm gonna make a little bit of those. They're not that bad to eat once a year. Think that, I don't think that we can find a pork fat like we can in Latvia. In Denmark, everything is wrapped in papers. Like there is packaging everywhere. You cannot buy meat open as we do in Latvia. You can go to the store
Butcher.
or grocery store or market and there is meat open, and like that is a familiar way for us. Here I don't know, so yeah, many dishes I will have to just improvise how to make them. um, yeah, we have the advent calendar we are preparing, and I would like to celebrate the real the real Christmas solstice, as we call the real Christmas. Not the calendar one, but the one which is actually the one with the longest night. And I don't think I'm gonna drag the log around the neighborhood because that will probably not end that well. But I think of making some decorations. For example, we make like little suns with the
Mhm.
two wooden sticks or branches. We put them in a cross, and then we like make a thread go around, so it makes like cute little sun ornament. I think that's a nice thing to do because Danish also are creative people. They like to do creative things.
Mhm.
That is one thing, but it's nothing extraordinary. Making a lot of food is one thing what we will try to avoid. But I still want to keep those things what I really like to eat: the salad and the meat pies, and some roast, which is also Danish. Yeah. Yeah, sitting and eating, being with family, being cozy, being hygge, as Danish say.
Yeah.
And yeah, songs, definitely music. Definitely singing together with Stella, so she can already learn some both Danish, both Latvian songs. Um, yeah, of course, giving presents. That's a big part.
Yeah, that's the
Uh,
main part for a lot of kids.
yeah, and not only kids. I am waiting forward to get my gifts. I have gifts coming from Latvia too, which is amazing that we can send things to each other. And I am preparing gifts for my family. I'm writing Christmas cards as well. Yeah.
Do you guys celebrate on the 24th or the 25th?
Well, the Christmas Eve is in 24th, so
Mhm.
I think we're gonna do it then. I understand that in Denmark, 25th is more like rest day. You have eaten a lot, you just sit around, do nothing. In Latvia, it's also the same thing, and the little problem is that we have a lot of family members to communicate with. So we kind of have to find a time for each of them when to talk on the video call with my
Yeah.
family, and include everyone. So it's time for family.
Yeah. So in Latvia, do they celebrate the 24th, the 25th, or the 24th too?
It would be more like we sit on at 24th. We
Mhm.
sit down and eat with family,
Mhm.
and on 25th you just do nothing. You enjoy
Yeah.
the free.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think in Denmark, it just depends on the family. Because when I celebrated the Danish way with my Danish family, we do the 24th, we do, the whole Christmas dinner. And the
Mhm.
25th, we do like a lunch. And my first Christmas here was like, I didn't know it was like a 7-course meal lunch. So you're eating all day from 12, and you stop at like 3, and then you have coffee, and then you start eating again.
Yeah.
So I think it just depends on what family, how families celebrate it. But that was my first Christmas day here, and I thought I was going to be rolled out of the house because they just eat
Mhm.
all day and then they play games. So yeah, some families just have a relaxing day, and then other families have this like 7-course meal from like little appetizers. But I didn't know it was little. I was eating a lot, and then realizing there was like 5 courses afterwards. So I think it just depends on the family.
Yeah, definitely.
um, have you? You already said that you've implemented some Danish traditions, especially with your daughter being so young right now. You'll probably start doing more with her as she gets older.
Yeah.
Right now, it's yeah, you can do the Yule calendar, but the Nisse, I don't think she'll understand about the Nisse. Do you have that in Latvia, the Nisse, where the Nisse lives in your house, or in the UK or US, it's the elf on the shelf. The elf watches the kids and do tricks in the house. Do you have something similar to that?
No, we definitely don't have. The closest thing to that would be Santa Claus, but it's
Okay.
more contemporary tradition, and not the actually not all the families would do that. The ones who are very, very sticking to the traditional way, um, they don't really do that. There are presents, but yeah, not always people have like Nisse or Santa Claus
Yeah.
bringing. Yeah, yeah, we don't have Nisse in Latvia. No.
Yeah. We I don't remember growing up with the elf on the shelf or the Nisse or any of that. And we just did it. This is the first time this year we did it with my daughter. But and then my husband also didn't have it as he was growing up, so it was interesting for us to like, okay, what are we going to do today, or what tricks is it going to do? So that's it's super new to me. Do you think you'll be implementing like these traditions like the Nisse or like the modern things that have come along? I don't know if how long the Nisse has been around here in Denmark, because it's how like a door you put in the house, I don't know, in your house, and it's like the Nisse lives there.
Mm-hmm.
It comes out at night and do things. But in the US, it's like an actual elf, and it's around the house doing things. So would you consider, or would you be doing that as your daughter gets older, like 4 or 5 years old, and that she understands?
Well, since Nissa is, I think, a big part of Danish tradition, there are songs about him
Yeah.
and stuff. I think that if my husband also is willing to do that, if it's important for him, then I think, yeah, why not? Um, it sounds actually really fun to figure out the new creative ways how to, introduce Nissa every day. And it will be fun for little Stella to walk around and look where Nissa has been and what he has done.
Yeah, my daughter is crazy for it. It's like, is it today? Did I get a present today? Is there a present? Like she's looking around, and then if she doesn't have a present, she'll be sad. But then she'll be looking around like what tricks it's done. So it leaves her so curious, and it's really cute because she's like, I'm gonna write him a letter. And then I have my 1-year-old son, and he doesn't understand, and he's over there trying to rip the door off. So I'm like, okay, I have two different worlds here. What is one thing you miss about Christmas in Latvia?
Well, this year, obviously, we missed being with my family. That's not tradition wise, it's just the thing what we miss right now in this
Yeah.
time. Because I actually never skipped Christmas in my grandparents' house. This is the first year ever when I'm not going to be there.
Hmm.
Uh, all these things that we used to do together, it's not going to happen. Actually, my family is not going to meet at all because they're from different households. So,
Mm.
yeah, it's going to be very, very different. From traditions, yeah, I definitely miss buying the familiar food, the familiar products in Denmark, because I'm so used to just going to the store and getting whatever we need, and it's pretty much the same every year. The things, the products that we need, and here I go to the store and I cannot find those things. For example, for the potato salad, we need green peas in a jar, and here in Denmark I just cannot find them. The only thing close to that is
Frozen.
with not even frozen. There is in a can, but they're together with carrots. And I don't really understand like why can't I can put them together with carrots? Why can't just put them also separately? But yeah, of course, Danish people don't have that. They don't eat them. Maybe it's just the Latvian or Slavic thing, because I think that we can find those things in other Slavic countries as well. Yeah, but I got them from Latvia already some time ago, so I already thought 5 steps forward. But still, yeah, if I want something suddenly, then it's pretty hard to. Yeah, I have to put an effort. I also found someone who makes gingerbread dough, because
Oh,
that's also not thing here. Yeah, but there are Latvians who have, of course, figured out a way how to make it, and they do it at home, and you can just buy from them. So I already got that too. Yeah. So yeah, the 21st century gives a lot of possibilities to keep your traditions going, as crazy as they are, you know.
Yeah, you can get
Whatever
anything
you
delivered now also.
exactly, exactly. You can get delivered, or you can search on the internet how to make stuff yourself. Yeah.
But isn't it funny that now, like for me living in Denmark and then you also living in Denmark, how we took advantage of how easy certain things that was so easy for us to get at the store in our home country, and then we moved to Denmark and we're like, yeah, this is not very easy to get.
No.
And so
Exactly.
it's like difficult because you never thought when you were preparing to move to a new country, you never
Mhm.
thought that certain things are not going to be sold there. You're like, yeah, everyone has these. For me,
Yeah.
it's like American peanut butter. I know they're like everyone's like, no, there's peanut butter in the stores here. I was like, it's not the same.
Oh,
And for you, it's like peas in a jar. It's like I said I was like, oh, you can get them frozen. You're like, it's not the same.
it's not the same. It's definitely not the same. No. Or pickled herring also. Here they put more sugar in it, and it's a different taste again. It's not the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or they put curry. I don't know if you guys put curry in your pickled herring, but here they have it all in curry. And I've tried it a couple times, and I've lived in Denmark for so long. I was like, maybe one day I will like it, and I still try it, and I'm like, maybe next year. But maybe the pickled herring in Latvia will taste a lot better than here because it is. I noticed that it is sweet, and I like more vinegary taste.
Yeah.
I have Filipino background, so everything I eat is like vinegary. It's a vinegary taste in the Philippines. You either dip fried pork into vinegar or something. So maybe I like pickled herring in Latvia more than here.
Yeah, you should go and try it when it's possible again.
Yeah, definitely. Well, thank you so much for talking to me and sharing your holiday and how you celebrate it in Latvia, and now how you're going to try to implement some of the foods that you have in Latvia here in Denmark, since you can't really go home and be with your family. And for the listeners, stay tuned for day 14. And which country is it going to be? I don't know, because you'll have to come back and find out. Until next time, everyone.